What's up, everybody? It's Monday. Time to get motivated. Ricky was making sure that we were set up to do a Motivational Monday because we haven't done one in a minute. And we had a pretty hard weekend, Thursday to Friday. So I got this piston as a visual aid. So we figured it might be a good little story to get you motivated on this Monday. This is the piston out of Charlie Brown. This piston was in there Thursday, and it was a happy little piston on Thursday. By the end of Thursday night, it's not a happy piston anymore. It's got a pretty good chunk missing from it there. So Thursday, well, let me back up. Friday, we were locked into a shootout at Edgewater Sports Park for our own race, Cincy Street Nights. We kind of called it the Gangster Shootout. It was supposed to be 16 cars, 10,000 to win. There was some bunch of people had mechanical issues, and then they couldn't make it. So the car total kept getting knocked down just because people had issues. But this was the first time that I don't know. We've kind of gotten a handle on Charlie to a degree, like on the pretty bad surfaces. Got a decent handle on it. Well, going into Friday, we knew that we were going to race a bunch of twin turbo big block cars. So like Boost 12 was there, the Landlord, the Prestons were locked in. They're not twin turbo, but still turbo car. Hong or Black Betty, however you want to call it. Black Betty's the car name, but all just a bunch of twin turbo big block stuff. And when you're running a nitrous car, it's a nitrous big block. Charlie's a little bit heavier than most because it is a all steel, all glass 4-door G-body. And it has a nitrous big block, no turbos on it. So he's at a little bit of a disadvantage, which is fine. We're all right with that. We've talked about putting turbos on him, but Charlie Brown just wouldn't be as cool with turbos, so that's not going to happen. So leading into this race, we knew that we were going to have to go faster than we've been. We already are spraying Charlie with a pretty healthy dose of nitrous, but for Friday we knew we needed to up that. So that week, Brad and I, we went ahead and reflowed the nitrous system. We had some basic flow numbers, but we went ahead and went over that. So, and Ricky, you probably rolled that video in of just the nitrous coming out of the top of the intake. So what we were doing was basically simulating passes and seeing how many pounds per hour. Brad had some math stuff. I didn't do that. I was not in charge of the math. Brad was in charge of the math to figure out what this thing was flowing at these bigger jets that we've never had in it. And we had all that. Brad had every bit of that formulated perfect. We figured out our jet combo of what we wanted to run with, and then Brad got to work on air fuel, things like that. So long story longer, basically we had this whole plan figured out to a T. We knew exactly what the nitrous was going to do, knew how much we were going to spray, had an idea on tune-up, and was really prepared. And then Thursday comes around. Heath actually got up here early. If you know anything about us, and Ricky will vouch this to be 100% true, we're always late and we're always in a hurry because we're just trying to do way too many things. But Thursday, we were totally prepared. The car was in the trailer. We had a fresh set of rubber on it. We got to the track on time. We did everything right. It's perfect. So then we go up, first hit. Charlie has 2 systems on it, so we wanted to spray the first system and then look at the plugs. So we get there, Heath puts 8 fresh spark plugs in it, and we go up to spray 1 system. Car goes down perfect, A to B pass. The tune-up looks great. Heath goes ahead and pulls every plug out, and we look at everything. And obviously we're looking at air fuel through the Haltech, but also we want the plug readings. So just going over everything. Man, it looks perfect. They're like, all right, now we're going to turn our second system on. And if you know anything about nitrous, I'll go ahead and say the number. It may or may not mean anything to you, but it's about 2,700 pounds per hour is what we're about to spray this thing, which is equivalent a little over 700 horsepower with the nitrous. So it's quite a bit. But we feel good. We've done everything right. It's perfect. It's ready to go. We're going down through there, and for the first time, Charlie always 330s pretty hard because it's a nitrous car. Honestly, I don't know if we've been out 60-footed yet on the no prep stuff. I mean, the car works awesome. But about mid-track, man, Charlie's really coming alive, man. It's not quite feeling like a turbo car from the driver's seat, but it's got some, it's got some characteristics of that. And about 400 foot, a big old flame comes out the top of the throttle body. Flame comes out the pipes. It ate itself. So we get down there. Obviously the car's shut off. We push it back. And we start investigating, like, what the heck just happened, and then how bad did we hurt it? So we do a compression check. That's first. Well, we pull the plug out, and there's no electrode on the plug anymore. That's bad. And then we're like, we should probably do a compression check, and that cylinder was down tremendously. And then we went ahead and had luckily Mike Winley, that it's just up the hill, he has a machine shop. We went up and got a bore scope, which is just a fancy tool that you can go in and it's a snap-on one, so you can actually go in there with a video and you can see what's happening. And we saw this piece of the piston missing right there, and that's what we knew we're in trouble. Charlie, if we were racing, we probably would have we would have just took the nitrous from that hole, and we would have ran it on 7 cylinders. And went back out and tried to limp it through the rest of the race. Now that's not what we were doing that night. We were testing. We had a day, and that brings me to the motivational part. In life, man, we can do everything right. We can have this plan, and we can be super prepared and do A, B, C, D, go down our list, and from the outside, there's nothing that can go wrong with this plan. It's perfectly laid out. It's perfectly executed. It's going to end up awesome. Well, life, it's a lot like this piston. Sometimes you do everything right, you still get burned up. And once you get burned up like that, or you have a mechanical failure, or you have a mental, you have something mental that's happened to you, a mental breakdown, you have something devastating that's not part of your plan, man, a lot of times it's really hard to get back up from that, to recoup, because in your mind you've done everything right and then you just failed. It doesn't compute. So it almost takes you a little deeper and darker down sometimes, because it's not lining up for you. Well, what we did on that Friday is we're surrounded by a lot of people that are really awesome, and we formulated a plan. Heath had another one of these pistons, but it was at his house in Cynthiana. And Charlie, we did not build the front of that car, so it has it's probably farther more stock than what most people would ever think. So you can't get the oil pan out of it in the car. Normally on a nitrous car, it's pretty imperative that you can pull the pan out so that you can replace this piston in the car. We couldn't do any of that. We had to come home and we took the top end off to see if that was all that was wrong, and then kind of went after it that way. And this was the only thing that was broken in it, and we were able to fix it. It was a really long day. We stopped working at like 2:30 in the morning Friday, and then Brad was actually back up at 6:30. I wasn't, Brad was. Got here and started working on it. And again, this is a lot like life, man. If you're doing life on your own and you burn your piston up or something happens to you in life, this piston or whatever's going on in your life is really hard to recover from, because you're all by yourself. Well, if you have friends in your life and you have good people in your life that you can kind of lean on and share some of this burden, or just honestly just have somebody to talk to. You can kind of figure out what's going on, why you failed, and then you can formulate a plan to fix it. So my Motivational Monday to you and everyone out there, and myself included, because it's not always, just because I'm the one that's telling you the motivation doesn't mean that I don't need it. I had a rough day. I'm having a rough day today. But my day is a lot easier because I'm looking at my buddy Rick. I got people here that love me. People everywhere, you know, I shouldn't say it like that, but I have awesome friends, and I hope that you do too. So when life gets hard, man, and you do this, you burn it up. Look around. Be thankful for those people in your life that don't let you quit. And those people that don't let you quit, make sure that you take care of them and that you keep harvesting that relationship or relationships even when life's tough and you don't feel like it. Because when it's 2:30 in the morning and you're looking over and your Brad's still there working with you, even though he might be not the most vocal person in the world, you know he loves you. So that's it for this Motivational Monday. Surround yourself with people that don't let you quit and that will support you even when you did everything right and you just need a little pick-me-up to go ahead, throw another piston in it, and spray that 2,700 pounds per hour again. We love you. We appreciate you. You don't have to believe to belong here. See ya.